It's going to be a rude and costly awakening for some people who parked in downtown Fargo overnight. Take a look at what happened early this morning. They were warned to move their cars, or snowplow drivers would come through and tow truck drivers would clear those cars out for you. Some people didn't get the memo, or maybe they just ignored it. The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live in downtown Fargo, taking a look at this massive cleanup effort. Good morning, Brian.
And good morning, Lisa. We've been here all morning getting a chance to see this firsthand. And as you can see right behind us, the roadways are a lot better than they were. Now, crews have been working all morning to get these streets plowed, making sure it's easier for your morning commute. As we're walking and talking, we're going to definitely show you just how clear it is. It looks, like I said, a lot better than it did. So it's going to make it easier for you not to have to worry about slipping and sliding and turning too hard. That's going to make you move at speeds or rates that you just didn't want to do. So they were working on, like I said, on these north and south streets, but you still cannot park on them. If you do, like Lisa just mentioned, you can see your car getting towed and you don't want to wake up and your car is not there. And they needed you to move your vehicles because they needed the extra space to be able to, again, clean these roadways like we're showing you right now. So again, if you haven't moved your car, please move your car so it doesn't get towed. Like, again, the worst thing you want to do is wake up and see it's not there. There are many places you can park, avenues, ramps, and even other areas across downtown Fargo that you can move your car to right now until they're completely finished. But just go ahead and make sure you move that vehicle. Once we find out when you're able to move it back, we'll let you know. But for right now, just move your car out the way. You don't want to get impounded.
It's the season of snow removal. You don't want to end up without a car. So great advice this morning. Thank you, Brian. And if this storm cleanup is like many others over the years, we can expect to see a similar situation of warnings and towing for avenues in that downtown area as well. We have a breaking news alert right now out of Minneapolis. A man is dead after being shot by police in a South Side neighborhood. It happened around 6 last night, just outside of a Holiday gas station in the Powderhorn Park neighborhood, when officers pulled over a felony suspect. Initial witness statements to police indicate the man fired first at officers, who then fired back and killed him. The Minneapolis police chief says body cam footage of that shooting will be released later today. Meanwhile, demonstrators gathered overnight near the scene of that shooting. Police were on the lookout for any trouble that the crowd dispersed early this morning. There's no word yet on any damage, similar to riots that followed the death in May of George Floyd. New information this morning on a fatality on the Enbridge pipeline project in northern Minnesota. We first told you about it here on the Valley Today. The Aitkin County Sheriff's Office is now telling us that the victim was run over by a large forklift near Hill City. A preliminary report says the death of Jorge Villaforte III was an accident. It happened in the pre-dawn hours of December 18th while he was checking a list of materials while standing behind that industrial forklift. As the machine started backing up, a co-worker jumped out of the way, but Villaforte was hit by a rear tire. An effort to keep family pets warm outdoors turned into a tragedy for one South Dakota family. Officials in Yankton say a doghouse heater malfunctioned during Monday's snowstorm and started the small structure on fire. It then ignited a shed and jumped to the side of the main house. Firefighters spent nearly 3 hours at the scene Monday night and thought they had put the fire out. But they were called back around 5 in the morning to find flames shooting from the roof of the home. Amazingly, no one was hurt, but the house was destroyed. Let's get a check now of that New Year's Eve forecast. 6 minutes before 7 on our Thursday morning. And, is that a cheers to you, Summer?
And cheers to you, Lisa.
Thank
many
you.
people celebrate with champagne at midnight, but I say cheers this morning with coffee to the last day of 2021. And treat yourself to a large one this morning. It's not bitter cold out there, but temperatures, we have a few single digits, a few locations in the teens, but you deserve a nice large coffee to wrap up the last day of this year. Right now, temperatures, we're looking at 14 degrees in Fargo, 12 in Grand Forks and Fergus Falls, 13 in Bemidji, 6 degrees, the coolest spot in Devil's Lake, where skies have been clearest the longest. We're still seeing a bit of cloud cover in portions of Minnesota, clear skies across the Central Valley and eastern North Dakota, but more clouds are on the way and they will be bringing some precipitation later on, mostly to the north. Your sunrise today in Fargo at 8:13 a.m. We will see some sunshine, temperatures rising into the teens, winds out of the south all day long, right around 10 to 12 miles per hour. So just a little bit of a breath of wind. In your hour-by-hour planner, you can see those Minnesota clouds pushing off. We do see a few hours of sunshine before the next round of clouds moves in. This brings a little clipper system with light snow, light spotty precipitation up along the international border north of US Highway 2, just in time for that evening commute time. So folks up in Langdon, Rolla, Pembina, Hallock might be dealing with a little bit of light snow on your drive home from work today. That wraps up fairly cloudy skies through the overnight period to ring in the new year, and temperatures mostly in the teens. So here's a snapshot of midnight. We can expect 25 degrees up in Rolla as the clock strikes 12, 21 to ring in 2021 in Langdon, 24 degrees in Jamestown and Devil's Lake, 18 in Grand Forks, 17 in Fargo, and 15 degrees in Wahpeton under a fairly cloudy sky. We do have fairly nice temperatures to start the new year, 23 degrees tomorrow, and we are looking at 30s for Sunday and Monday.
Sounds great. I like the start of 2021 weather-wise anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you, Summer. North Dakota health officials are monitoring 2 people with severe allergic reactions to the COVID-19 vaccine. Both people received the Moderna vaccine, and neither had any history of anaphylactic reactions. Health officials say the reactions happened within just 15 minutes of getting the shot. Both people have recovered, but they have been advised by the health department not to get a second dose of the vaccine, which is the usual protocol. Health experts are warning you to start booking doctor's appointments now. Sanford and Essentia say they've seen an uptick in people with serious health conditions after putting off doctor's visits through the pandemic. It's created a domino effect. And doctors tell us people would have had a better outcome if they had come in sooner.
There were more complications that they had to deal with. And then at the same time, when they decided to not go for surgery at that particular time or not come in for their routine checks, it got postponed. And by the time they were ready to come in, we had another surge.
Doctors say the risk of not being seen far outweighs the risk of a trip to the hospital or clinic where all doctors and patients are masked and social distancing. Fergus Falls-based Lake Region Healthcare is investigating an apparent hack of its computer systems. They say it's a sophisticated ransomware attack, but they don't have any evidence right now that suggests any data was stolen. Impacted systems have been restored, and they're providing many services off of alternative systems. In our schemes and ripoffs this morning, the Federal Trade Commission is warning you to be on guard against scammers who are looking to get their hands on this new wave of stimulus money. The government will not ask you to pay an upfront fee to get your check, so anyone saying otherwise is trying to scam you. The government also will not call, text, email, or contact you on social media to get details like your social security number, bank account information, or credit card number. And you should know there is no way to get your money earlier or faster, so don't fall for that. A last-minute save from Washington, D.C. is giving North Dakota agencies more time to use millions of dollars in CARES Act money. More than $300 million of the state's CARES Act money was left over. It technically should have been returned yesterday, but now agencies have until the end of 2021 to spend it. State leaders say the money is left over because funds were allocated based on proposals, not the actual cost of projects. The man accused of using an axe to smash windows at Senator John Hoeven's office in Fargo is now charged with criminal mischief. Thomas Starks was identified by police through security video. Police say you can see him walking up the stairs to Hoeven's office and hitting the secure lock system before then hitting the windows with an axe. It's a big night for bars, but the Minnesota Department of Health and Public Safety are telling people with restaurant and liquor licenses that opening for indoor service on New Year's Eve tonight is still a violation of the governor's COVID orders. A letter to businesses yesterday reminded them that violators will be subject to sanctions and legal actions, including significant fines and revocation of their food and liquor licenses. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Today's question: most people remember this more than they remember their first kiss. How true? The answer: your first car. Remember, you can play along every weekday morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. The Today Show and CBS This Morning are just about to start, but the Valley Today rolls on. Join us right now for more live, up-to-the-minute news and weather.